we flow. Okay, back to Gammatron Teachings. We will talk a little bit about everything, but a lot of that thing will make sense. So, there's a story of the two students. It says a psychological background about failure and success, about living reality and living illusion. We take reference that goes way, way, way back into the past, into ancient times. So, there are two students. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, okay? One orientation is he's concentrated on performance. The other student is focused on mastery. So whenever the master would appear, the performance student would show with great detail and impact that he's on the job, he's doing the work, and after the master disappeared, the student was exhausted. The master never showed either one of the students what to do. This is just a story. This is just, it is what it is. The student with the mastery, when asked to perform his Tai Chi or Kata, the form, like I said, was concentrating on mastery. So he performed. He wasn't perfect, but he performed. And every day he was asked, he performed from a point of view of mastery. While the other one was superior and everything was nice. And after years and years of observation, the student that was focused on mastery was effortless. And then the master came and said, okay, now perform for 3 days and 3 nights. So the performance student went the first day, the first night, and this was all this energy, and then the master sat there and watched. And at the second day, the performance student, the actor, began to fail. His form began to fail. His power began to decrease. The overall performance went very brittle, and on the third day he was really like and then the master came and made moves and attacked the guy and pushed him, and he fell to the ground. Then he went to the student that was slowly, still, mastery, endurance like a camel, not so much concentrated on how good it would look. He's just steady form. Master came in, moved him, and the dude didn't fall. He held his form, and the master thanked him and said, you have accomplished the training because you have mastered the form, because you now embody it without thinking. And the performance student made a mistake. People say there are no mistakes, but there are. We have to get out of the illusion that there are no mistakes. There are choices that can be detrimental. There are choices that can be very creational, very attractive, and attracting. The student was thinking about what the master would think if he would perform in that manner. So you are trapped in thought. The student with the mastery had embodied the form. Thus, the mastery was, when something happened, it became tactile, meaning that was a body response without him thinking. And bypassing thought, being into active mode, makes you timeless. So attacks that are based on time look like slow motion to you. Now put that in a metaphor, because not everybody is a kung fu artist. It's how do you think? How do you train your brain? How do you perceive the world? How does the world perceive you? How do you re-evaluate through biofeedback who you are? How do you determine what that is? The projection of that, what people define you as you. Which leads me now to the course of what is that infinite intelligence that you are linked to when there's no resistance between sender and receiver. Surrender to love, surrender to what is. Don't surrender to BS. Be firm, be wakeful, be smart. Be there, be alert. So, we want to come to, this is just a reference for me, so if you can't read it, don't worry about it. I will explain that to you, the steps that we're going through. First of all, the cycle that you can caught up in is a program cycle of how you determine what you're going to do in life that determines your success or your failure. Comes from your subroutines and your, subconscious programming. If you come from a detrimental background, an inspiring message from a friend of mine, brother, not directly, but I like the guy. Get off the pity bus. Stop whining and complaining and crying about why the world is so bad and why you want to leave. Get yourself together, because you can. You're here now, right now, having a lot of possibilities to recreate your life by making different choices. So I'm giving you a few ideas through my observation, hoping that will make sense to you. Okay. First thing is, how do you train your mind? How do you actively, consciously know that you're training your mind? How do you do that? If you learn something, you're interested in something, what is your attention span? What are you interested in? What are you not interested in? And then make a list. What is actually that you want? And then what is it that you need? Baseline with all things that you do in life, where is the joy in what you do with that? You need to have fun. You need to be in joy. The joy of God, the light, that is you. Okay. Learning. How do you learn? How do you perceive? How do you take something in? What sticks? After this video, maybe you write down with a pen what's important for you. What sticks? What are you in resonance with? Then leading to, how do you select that? What's your selective program? What's your lens? How does your lens operate? How do you select? How do you choose? How does that work? Choosing. What's your evaluation system? What is the good, the bad? Your egoic overlay, your mental construct goes over, this is bad, this is good, this is good, this is bad, this is bad, this is good, 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 bad, bad, bad. Ooh, okay, I'm here. According to the illusion of what you think is good or bad. Getting you out of the mind illusion of what's good or bad, get into the body. How does that feel, How does it feel? In order to heal it, you have to feel it. Real simple. Always bring it back to, how do I feel? Is the situation comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Right now, I say when situations get uncomfortable, you grow. If you can hold it in an uncomfortable position, not get beat and be in danger or whatever, but if something is really, really, you don't really look at it, observe it. Observe yourself. Why is that uncomfortable for you? Because you have to feel something that you don't like feeling. Find out, why is that I don't like to feel that? Because the sooner or the quicker you make friends with that what you want to feel, well, the quicker you grow, and the quicker you have success, the quicker you punch through, you're breaking the ice of the mold of the elusive self, of the mind thought construct of what defines you. Know who you are in truth. When you're hurt, when you're vulnerable, when you're strong, when you're significant, when you count, when somebody listens, when they don't listen. See it for what it is and remain centered with that and work with yourself, because you are your best psychiatrist. Nobody can do that for you. Okay, selecting. Then once you've selected, how do you group what you selected? Grouping. How do you pick a group of things and say, okay, this over here, this over here? Grouping, just like on a computer. Are you a person that has an email account and it's like, let's say 4,000 mails unopened all over the place, all unfinished? And when mails come, you have to fish out what company is sending what to you because you have not really put your mailbox into segments. Well, guess what? That's a reflection of your consciousness, whether you like it or not. Are you keeping your desktop clean, or is it a mess? And every time you're looking for something, application over here, or can you, or do you have a possibility to train yourself with a training program? This is what I do. Not saying This is the overall rule. But when you clean your home, and then you clean, and I'm not saying that I'm not the cleanest. Trust me, in the kitchen, I'm a household mess. But can I stack it up, put it to the side, move it because I'm cluttered? Feng Shui says if your room is cluttered, you're cluttered. If you have an invention box that needs to be cluttered for you to invent, that's a universe by itself that needs a room and a placement by itself. For those inventors, you don't need to have a clean desk. That's a myth. You just have a structure of where you put your stuff after you have created that. So you're all creators, you're all inventors to a point. You take a picture of your cat, you put it somewhere, and then you want to show somebody something, you got your pet, where did I put that picture, How quick can you access that data for where you put your picture? That is, how quick can you access the data that's actually beneficial for you to communicate in the world and make sense in the world? That's how you're thinking. They found out that elderly people, when they play games like Jeopardy, are slow, not because they're old, because they memorize so much. And if you're younger, you memorize less, you just data stream, you step into something, and you step out. And older people have a stacked up hard drive. That's why they get slow and senile, not because they're old and the synapses firing slower and all of this. Yes, it's part of the process, but the main process is if you pile up your database with a lot of non-essential crap and you collect and you hoard all this, and some people hoard in their head and they hoard in their attic. Hoarders. Well, you get very, very slow because that becomes your universe and that limits you because you sit on it, So try not to hoard so much. Be quicker in letting things go that don't work. 3 strikes, I say. And if they show you red flag, red flag, red flag, understand, okay, maybe that's not for me. Maybe that doesn't work. It's okay. Nobody has to hate you. Nobody has to love you. Keep it neutral. If something doesn't work for you, I'm sorry. I have a different opinion. We share a different vision here. For reasons, you can write it down or not write it down. This is my path. This might be your path. In peace, we part ways and you move on and you evolve. You both grow. Do not lock yourself down with beings, friends, relationships where you can't relate on a sinking ship anymore because your partner is here and you're here and it's all doing this. If somebody drowns, guess what? Even a healthy one drowns with them if they're trying to help and the partner doesn't want to help. It could be male, female, female, male. It doesn't matter. Okay, back to the grouping. Then after you have grouped you partition, basically you clean your desktop as a metaphor, you put it in files that you can understand. See, even I had these problems when I had something that I created for a certain topic and I didn't put it in that folder because I was lazy and I couldn't find it. So what you can do is when you lose data, have a creative backup to actually fill that spot with whatever you can create. That makes you very flexible, powerful, and very smart. So I had to learn that because I wasn't so practical with putting the data in files where they need to be. Now I'm doing that because in a creative job where I do graphics design, product development, where I develop devices in certain looks and certain colors and logo and displays and whatnot for things that I love creating. I need to know where I put the stuff that is actually needed right now and have several backup copies in many places. So the computer or the hard drive or whatever it is, Google Drive, Friends, Vault Drive, copy it, put it on video. I document everything, record everything so I'm not losing anything anymore. I'm glad that we have this computer age. So everything that I need to access, I check my pad, I check my pictures, I check my segments, I know where my stuff is. I keep it simple. If it becomes overwhelming, I need to take some stacks and move it somewhere and have space. Same in the room, if you have your bedroom, have your bed in there, maybe your desk, don't overwhelm yourself. Same thing on a computer. Keep it simple, keep it light. Keep the Feng Shui, or in India it's called Vastu, keep it simple. Okay, that was from grouping. Now we're coming to, once you actually know what you want to do, what you want to create, and how you want to create that, that leads to what they call a massive action or a choice to be made quick because you have the backup. This is the project, this is what I'm going for, this is what I want to do. And what happens when you make that choice, excitement kicks in. that excitement in the brain actually releases a gamma burst. That gamma burst in the brain, going through your neurotransmitters, releases dopamine, endorphins, for women serotonin, activates melatonin, everybody has that, gets your mitochondria activated, gets your internal scalar wave system activated, and you coming into the experience that you're actually putting something into action. That means you're coming from a mental state where you theorize, let's say example theta, into delta, and you manifest. You begin to create, and you move into delta, and then you do this, but you have to be able to switch the brain state. Control the four winds: alpha, beta, delta, gamma, or super beta. And when that happens, you have a gamma burst, and that gamma burst is linked with a program that's called certainty. When you make that move, when you make that jump, you're certain. You're absolutely down to every molecule, convinced that this will bring you progress. This is very important for you to observe how you progress in the world, how you step into the world, how you make known that you exist, that you share ideas publicly, like I do it, and get the resonance from people that post and respond to you, and re-evaluate without judgment what they say. Constructive criticism, people that want to boycott you, people that want to curse, haters, everything, and look at it, and that shows you exactly where are you with your confidence, what keeps you going, what makes you tick. And it's best to get out of, street philosophy. You're standing on a corner and telling the whole world you got these crazy ideas, you want to do this, that, and that, and the other. Well, you can utter ideas, but if you're the person that mentions these ideas and you feel nobody listens to you, that means you are the one that needs to engage in these ideas, engage into how can I make that work for me. And it starts with a pebble. It starts with 10 cents that you can invest in a freaking bead, in a chain, or whatever you want to create to make something. But if you do not start, if you're lazy with yourself, you do not put into action what you actually want to create, you will sit on this little pity platform. And guess what? That platform is not even stable. That platform is melting to make you uncomfortable, to show you that you're in a spot where you can't chill there, you can't relax there. Are you crazy? Life is calling you. The universe is going like, hello, I'm trying to align you. And if you don't understand, well, I'll help you a little bit by pushing you. And if you want to push the issue and want to create drama because nobody hears you, well, there's something called the frying pan fate, like Tom and Jerry. And it hits you. And all of a sudden you have no more choice. Now life forces you. You're stressed. The accumulation of choices that had a certain energy pattern led up to a total sum that showed you, oh, I'm actually not generating my own energy, not generating my own ideas. I have to borrow all the time. I have to hustle and talk around and walk around people to get where I'm going, because I can't do it for myself. You will fall because you are not creating a support system for yourself, not even a backup plan. Okay, so the gamma burst, certainty. So then you look at your progress, and I'm explaining this to you so you can understand the cycle that I'm about to explain. Is the progress is, well, it was that successful that you engaged in. When you're certain, that's 50% of the rent. You're already in, and then you go for it, you blast. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you. If there's something that you can't achieve right now, then you have to sit yourself down and say, what is preventing me from going into a successful direction? What is it that I am not seeing? So where's your engagement? Where's your power? Where's your, I'm here, let's do it. Energy, energized. How do I feel? I feel fantastic. I'm somebody. And I am somebody. Like in the movie Heavy Metal. Stern! You never want to lose that. If you know that animation. There's nothing, boss. Everything is okay, boss. It's like, where's this attitude? Very low. And the other character, watch Heavy Metal. Very, very interesting, metaphorically deep movie from the past. Where you can see an extreme attitude that leads to total destruction, and where a lower attitude that actually tries to govern and protect the lie tends to explode into, that's actually what the truth is, that's actually what's being felt. So don't bottle energy in. Ego energy guided out, Ejai energy guided in. You have to work with both. You can't say ego-less, because without an ego, well, where's the will to live? Where's the will to paint or create art and say, well, I did this, and having pride in what you did? Not in a cocky sense or in a weird way, but allow yourself to be, allow to create, allow to say allow yourself to say, this is what I have achieved. That you can look back, like I can look back and I produced 9 albums. I produced records in Europe. I was, you can say, somewhat famous. I sold over 1 million records. Yes, I've been in the pop charts. Yes, I did it. And I have videos and whatnot. But does that matter? When people say, well, I did it, and next, what? And I was on stage, and I was like, okay, what can I do next to do something for people? And actually, what I'm doing here on camera was before YouTube was even created. I sat down with the fans, came down from the stage, and talked this talk with them that meant so much to these kids that watched me in a show, were impressed how I performed, and said, well, they said, why are you on stage? Why are you even rhyming? You should be teaching this or talking. And so I listened to more and more and more and more and more, and said, let's combine, because rap is my passion. I love the rhyme. I love very metaphysical, abstract, queer, crazy, weird, MF Doom, I don't know, you name it, Madlib, crazy, Flying Lotus. I get all wacko. I love that. Cool Keith, Anyway, back to the subject. Tend to drift, Aquarians. Then you have the progress. You're successful. The response is successful. It feels good. So what's your value system? How do you value that success? What does that mean for you that has a great value, that if you've been successful in the situation that you have created and the resonance is great and you feel great and you want to continue this? That means you're on your way. You're seeing clear. You're going to be successful. Now, here is the thing before we define that what leads to your character is, how are you really relating to yourselves? To yourselves. Meaning yourself means yourselves. How are you relating? What's your relationship with your body? Do you like your stomach? Do you like your weight? Do you like your looks? Can you undress, stand in the mirror and say, I'm okay with who I am? Can you be like, or can you be like, I like to be like this, and I'm okay with who I am, and this is me, and I like myself, or I'm all groovy with myself, you know what I'm saying? How do you see yourself? How do you allow yourself to be? How do you allow yourselves to be? Very important, because the cells are in communication constantly with you, you with them. Thank your stomach, thank your heart, the liver, all the organs, gallbladder, kidneys, mitochondria, down to the little tiniest cell in your body, your ears, your eyes, everything that has a function. Have you ever thought about that? Think about what makes you, your fingers, or looked at your ears, these weird instruments attached to your head. Have an eustachyian tunnel, which is the ear canal, that enables you to hear through a membrane that has an audio cortex. Your eyes, visual cortex, translation to the brain in electromagnetic impulses. What makes you tick? Have you ever investigated? Or are you just driving that car because it's a Chrysler, as long as it works, you you ever change your oil? How do you maintain that maintenance? Workout mentally, bodily, I do my little workouts, I'm not a super workout freak, but I have my little kung fu thingies that I've learned, and train myself to be quick. I hike, I climb, and keep that up. Ask yourself, what are you doing with yourselves? Self. Okay. Now we are coming to a big cycle here, which I love. Let me see if I can blow this up even, so you can actually see that better. Get a darker pen. Hold up. Hold up. It's just an idea. So this is you. These are points. Bang, bang, bang. Hopefully that's pretty much there. Okay. So this one here is your belief system. This one here is your learning capacity. This is here so your selective capacity. This is your action. And this is the result. And this here is the audio, visual, emotional feedback system that your body has to look at these things. And they look actually at this here, result. So let's bring the psychological program to where we actually are, so you know and understand and learn yourself. So if you come from a background of where you claim that you suffer, and I have to say claim because we have to do that in order to loop the reality, you suffered in the past, something happened. I come from a very powerful background where I lost half of my family, but I did not get stuck there because right now my father and my brother are not here. I have to accept that fact. It's been a way long time. Emotionally, I'm not there. This is not here. I send love to that and let it go. Nothing would change that with me suffering, wanting to turn back the time. Nothing. That is one of the things of the laws of life, which you call magi or magic. It's the laws of life we work with to understand who we are and find our place. So for those that suffered, get out of that, what happened in the past, step over it, get in gear, because you're now here to get in gear. Okay, so the past determines your belief system, how you grew up. What do I believe? What do I accept? What do I think is reality? That is the controller. Okay, the belief system will ultimately determine how you are learning. If your belief system is weak, then your learning is weak, because your belief system says, it's not gonna work, and all of that stuff. I don't need to know that stuff. I'm above that stuff. I'm smarter than any book, whatever. I don't need to learn. I know what's convenient. Call that maybe your belief system has something to do with trained helplessness. Sorry to say, but I have to bring it up. Daddy and mommy, they want to help for a long age. If I had kids, I would do the same thing probably. But if they cater to you every time you need money, and at a certain age, let's say around 30, and they always there while you're in your belief system, you're kind of stuck there because you can fall back to mommy and daddy because they got your financial control. That means they got your root chakra. You don't own your root chakra. It's time now to get over and say, I don't no longer need your support. I'm owning my root chakra. I have my own company. I did that when I was 18, so I have a completely different mentality. I hated it when my mom said that you go to work now. This is it, no free ride here. Life is not easy, Widow raising two Afro-American mixed kids in Germany. In the 70s, you had to be there to live it. Anyway, that is what kind of made my character. So, not to say that I'm better or whatever, everybody for each his own experience, So if your belief system determines that your learning process is, I don't need to learn here because if I fail here in the learning process, I can always go back to whoever owns my root chakra, whoever supports me, because if that's an ongoing thing, you're in a trap. So your learning system is weak because you don't even own your root chakra. I'll come to the chakras in a minute. Just a rough sketch about that. So your learning is weak. So you don't know a lot because you didn't learn a lot, because you limited yourself to your belief system. So you don't know a lot. How can you be selective? How do you know what to select if you don't even have an all-encompassing knowledge somewhat in the topic where you need to be very quick? In the long run, that determines your selection. So when your selection is weak, then your repertoire, whatever you have to show on stage or whatever you have to bring forth, looks weak. Well, if you don't have a lot that you can bring to what would actually lead to your action, to put in gear what you actually want to acquire, where do you want to go, guess what? Becomes a weak action. Or a performance for impact where you look all muscular and all strong for a minute and you're exhausted in a second. No power here. No endurance. No root chakra. All of those here, no root. You're not anchored in. So your action was weak, that leads to a weak result. And your result is weak, and then your feedback loop system that actually goes from here to feeding your belief system says, well, this was weak. I told you this was going to happen. And what happens? You're caught in the left brain again, not really giving the right brain the full access to reach your full potential. You look at the result that was weak, and then your belief system gets actually weaker because it gets stagnant here. Now the positive aspect, because you're in control of that, you have a belief system. First of all, know your mind. Know your mind. Sit down when you meditate. Best meditation is to sit down, don't expect anything, maybe listen to music. I will work on a quantum well training video that has just an image for 20 minutes and some music that is layered in a way that you can let yourself go, and you will sit in front of it until you let yourself go, like disappear and come back. That means your cells can reprogram themselves to the original blueprint programming, which is actually success overall, whatever timeline you're from. So train your belief system into finding out what is it that I actually believe. Because if you believe you can do it, you can do it. If you don't believe you can do it, and you say, I try, yeah, like Yoda said, there's no try. Do or do not. Try is already failure. Yeah, well, I tried, or let me try. That's already giving the excuse psychologically. If I fail, at least I've tried. How about I do it? And if I fail, I say, well, it didn't work. Well, maybe it works the next time. Or you're brave enough to say, it's not for me, let me do this here. I'm good at this. Know it, what you're good at. And make this a strong foundation, your belief system, your faith, because you have nothing but that. Money doesn't make you stronger, or money doesn't make you smarter. You either are that from the get-go or you're not. It's a choice how you train yourself and how you allow yourself to perceive the world. So, your belief system is strong. You're absolutely powerful. Again, the big C, you're certain that you can do the job, and you're ready to learn whatever. Give it to me. I eat it up. I'm like Neo in the Matrix. I'm plugged in and I'm like, it's coming in. So your learning is powerful. Now your learning is crazy. Reread your books, get your information. I listen to audiobooks like double the speed. Train my brain to have a quicker pickup rate. It actually works. You could even try 3 times the speed and see if you can get it. After a while, you get a headache. So go to 2 for beginners. I'm at 2, so I'm a beginner. Learn. Every day you learn. There's not one day passing you where you're not learning. Every situation that's offered to you in life, you learn. Learn, learn, learn. That's for you. Will Smith said that. I don't even know if I'm quoting that, but I said, when the people sleep, I work. When they work sloppy, I work. When they celebrate Memorial Weekend, I work. This is Memorial Weekend, guess what? I work. While everybody is taking it easy or doing that. You can do all of the party stuff, but you have to have for yourself something that we can say, I have accomplished something, and I can look back, that's the path that I took. Now I can do this, this, and this, and that. But everybody wants to party. You know, hand it to me. Where's the ascension bus? Let me ascend. I don't want to do anything. You know, sit on a mountain and pray, explain to the world, you know, things that have no application in life to sound like a guru. This is more coaching here. You know, I'm not a guru. I want you to follow not anything, follow yourself. And if the system here doesn't even make any sense, then switch your video off and go to a video that makes sense to you. You make the choice how you want to progress in your life. So respectfully, your selection becomes powerful because you have so many ideas, you have stored or streamed so many things that not really blocking you, so you're not packing it up, but you have access to stuff that you have saved and things. When I need to go there, I can go there, unzip the file, and then open it. But I'm not using up all my RAM, random access memory. So your selection becomes powerful. You know, you have a lot to select from. So your repertoire is anything you like. Anything. If it is a water filter for a swimming pool, I design a logo because I know what water looks like. I have plenty. I have tons of ideas. Just as an example, you know. You need something that would heal, I don't know, a horse. Give me a logo, give me some quantum symbols, put the horse in there, create layers of dimensions and make it a logo. Like, create with life. That's all we do. That's all we're here for. Then your action becomes supremely powerful, because the certainty, the belief system, the learning, the selection is all powerful, super foundations. Like in Tai Chi, you're standing there and you can't even be moved, you know? You're centering, you're rooting like a strong tree. The result is you get your trophy, you win the rap battle, or you were unique and everybody remembers you. There's two types of wins. Or with any business endeavors and entrepreneurship, you're successful, everything worked, everything that you predicted, actually, you become almost like psychic. I have that with inventions that I work with. I build some stuff for somebody says, well, I need this and this and this for my house. Can you make it do this? So in where I'm at, my mentality of what I can cover, I can predict that certain things can do things or have a certain outcome, because I play it in my mentality using the experience of the selection, the belief system, the certainty, the learning, and the action and the result process, and the biofeedback, looping it back to my belief system, making me stronger because I knew I've been successful there. I've been frustrated here where I was like, okay, if somebody doesn't want to listen, I've learned you're not here to convert or convince anybody. All you can do is you can lead by example. What do you do with yourself where you're successful? So I did one thing with the key that I had designed myself, where I had dreams of downloads that I put together that are not in any book. They don't have any, according to the faculties, any scientific background, but they work. I have a result. We tested this in biophotonic imaging. It emits biophotons. So this is not sugar in the tank. This is the real deal that actually has physical results. So we want that too, you know. We don't want to stay in theory and talk some stuff and imagine something and draw a symbol and it might do something. We want you to feel something that can actively change you, change the energy spectrum. And the same thing in life. You want to have success. You bet on something. Let's say you're betting on horse X. That horse is winning. Out of 10 bets, 8 wins. That's how you want to roll. You want to observe yourself. How many wins did I have? How many times did that work? How many times did that not work? And look at, okay. And very quick, you can adjust that, because you're seeing yourself where you are, for who you are, when you are. So, we have the powerful action leading to a very powerful result. Your belief system sees that you won there, and it adds another data that expands your belief system action. This gets bigger. Well, guess what? This gets bigger, this gets bigger, this gets bigger, this gets bigger. And this is actually like a light spiral that goes up, 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 up. You're in full control. Anytime this doesn't work, you're missing a step. Like in a game, you miss one step here. You don't. If your belief system is not correct, okay? Roll the dice, go back. Belief system, it's like a game. Roll the dice again. Where's your belief system? Okay? Oh, I got a 6. Learning. How's your learning? Roll the dice again. Oh, I got a 6. How's your selection? Boom, boom. As soon as you put all 7 of your good things, your chakras, into the result chamber, ding, 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 you're winning the game. Real simple. Game 1. Now, I want to show you how we can misuse our chakras in the rough. I'm not breaking down all chakras in detail. In part, that is from books and my take, and I do a mashup, because not all the time I agree with everything that everybody says. I have my own opinion. You have root, okay, we know this is the crown, this is the root, the sacral, you know, and on up, throat, heart, solar plexus. So when people are not successful, or people complain about money, And I lived it also, many lived it, and you can watch many, many, many other shows about abundance, what it means to be abundant. First off, abundant means having the ability to do what you need to do. It has to do with, are you abundant with ideas? Are you a skillionaire before anything else? Are you a skillionaire? Ask yourself. Believe in yourself. Know yourself. So, just real rough. Crown, let me get this correct. Crown, throat, heart, solar plexus. So let's say this is the authority of willpower here. Okay? Willpower comes from a good feedback loop. When you're rooted, you make money, you're self-sufficient, you're self-efficient, you're feeding all the other chakras. Just like in the game plan, they're all thriving. Your willpower is strong, your heart is strong, your voice is very powerful, plus your reception from outer space. I call it the ethers. Some people don't believe it, but there's something in the field that anybody can tap into once they got the 7 chakras aligned. These have to do with 7 energy points. People don't believe in chakras, real simple. Your blood has metal in it. It has iron in it. Take the veins that run across. Let's say the blood runs up, the blood runs down. But you can test that in MRI. So if you have metal going in that direction, and you have metal going this direction, and you sprinkle it with a little bit of neodymium, which is in your blood, which is like magnetite, little magnetic, and you put 2 pipes next to each other that would simulate, your arteries. And you have that running. Guess what happens here? A vortex. We have phones that can measure magnetic vortex. With your phone, with a phone app, you can go into the vortex and it goes bing, 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 bing. In the body, it's very subtle, very, very, very soft points. They say that gurus in the past they could see that with their eyes. They could see the resonance. Now with MRI, you can measure it. They're actually frequencies and rotations of how many spins each chakra should have. So it's not so mythical, it's very scientific, it's very much there. So back from the science. And this is just one aspect that I'm explaining. So people that misuse their willpower to manipulate people without having sufficient rooting, their own financial background, not dependent. Interdependent is different, but not dependent. So what they do is, without knowing that, first of all, they link their brain to the stem brain, which is under the brain. That's reptilian. That has to do with you bringing in actually your reptilian lineage from outer space, whether it's draconian or a reptoid or a dinoid, whatever that is, and you're in survival mode. I'm not dissing the species. That is how it was when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. These were the brains. They were trained to survive. The human brain up here has no morals and all that. When they say master Garuda, master the beast within you, we have to master the mammal. That's just based on survival, because it pumps adrenaline, it's just out for the kill, it has no morals, no remorse, and it's streaming, all of that crazy stuff to survive when it's actually not needed. So besides from that, what you're doing with your root chakra is you're stealing the energy from your root chakra and you're plugging it into your solar plexus. You're draining your root chakra. So what happens to your root chakra? It becomes very small. The feedback loop to your sacral chakra becomes a bit smaller. So that means right now you're in your sexual life. That could actually lead to an endless sexual appetite that is never satisfied, almost nymphomaniac level, because you have no rooting. And sex will not give you the rooting. Every time you do it, you have that thrill. If you give you a thrust, and you try to blow this up so you can feed more energy here, so what you do is you keep on draining the homeboy. Keep on draining homeboy. End result is you can look at your financial status. Where am I? What am I doing? How independent am I? How do I move about in life? How flexible am I when I need to go from here to there? What do I need to go there? What do I need to get in gear? Does that even stress me? Am I stressed? It has all to do with your root chakra. If you have money, you're not stressed. You can move anytime, any day, travel anywhere, for any purpose, and you're relaxed. And there's no drama around you. Everything is peace, everything is calm. So when you steal energy from your root chakra and you fire your willpower, you move your brain actually very trapped into the left hemisphere. And when you spiritualize concepts from memory, well, you are just in the left field here. You know, you have your right brain, your intuition, but guess what? You only access, and that's when people, when I say misuse of light for dark, is when they have a good intuition, so they tap into their psyche for a minute, just for a minute. They don't have a lot of power, and they have a good guess for a minute, just to get what they want for their ego. And it collapses and it goes back to the left brain. You're locked here. You need to feed out the root chakra, because this apparently doesn't work. If you deplete your root chakra, male or female, sexually, satisfaction will become a myth to you, because you can't even reach climax anymore. When a certain level of root is gone and your chakra looks like this because you've depleted it, climax will be either forced or very, very difficult. That has to do with your mojo and your libido in life and the entire energy that feeds your chakratic system. You didn't know that. Now you know. That's actually scientific fact that was studied in the 50s by William Reich and among other scientists, that if that life here is not in balance, your root, your relation, how you love yourself, how you love others, your intimacy with yourself and others, that's not in balance, that is all out of whack. Your reception is out of whack. What you talk will be distorted because you speak the untruth, because you're trying to actually balance these systems. The untruth comes from stealing energy from the solar plexus, which is already a distortion. You're not in harmony anymore. That upsets the crown chakra, which is your lens, and then your lens sees nothing but distortion. And when the ego comes in, the bad ego, as in the bullshit artist, he begins to create a storyline to make the world work for you, that only you believe. And the more you pump this and misfire and miswire yourself, you're trying to force others to miswire yourself. And they themselves miswiring themselves. Guess what? You will attract those that have the same circuitry, because they will be in resonance with you. And if that attracts drama, then to undo the drama is to, first of all, lower your voice, your output. Make that a little smaller, talk less. There's times when you just need to, a friend of mine said that, chill. Tone it down. Not so many storylines. Cut down the perception, not Disney Channel, sci-fi, all of the channels, everything. Right now, maybe, keep your cable bills simple. Pay $9.99 with simple cable. It's just a metaphor, okay? $9.99, angelic, you do the math. The numbers, I've seen it before. Coincidence. Anyway, so you shut down a little bit, you retreat, bring your energy back, get in your heart. That can be measured. People can talk about, I'm in my heart. Well, if the MRI shows you that you're in anxiety and you're not coherent with your brain, you're not in your heart. Machines can measure that. Words are words. Okay. Get in your heart. Make that crown a little bit smaller. Try not to listen so much to the bullshit artist. Cut the BS and watch how the drama stops around you. How people around you respond less to you. Because you created this super magnet that created all that drama because you want to align. You want to fix yourself. You want to be right. You want to be heard. And you mean well. And you want to do it good by the world. But there are certain laws and rules and regulations from here into the cosmos that none of us can break. Where all of us have to get in line And each and every one has to learn according to the source, God, Creator, whatever you want to call it, whatever book. All the books are blessed. All the religion are blessed. Everybody that has a belief system, blessed you be. This is a universal science for every human body on the planet. And I know that I am blessed enough to have the opportunity to share that with you because I have established myself from not having a lot to building something step by step so I can communicate this with you. So again, you want to find out what that means to synchronize left and right hemisphere. Really train yourself. Train yourself with incantations that you're positive. Watch your response. Do not react negative. Response creates karma. Reactive mode creates karma. If you make a decision, make it from a calm point of view, Calm your body down. Trying to find out if there's anything more here. It's basically when you learn how to calibrate your system, then you don't no longer need to fabricate and create something here that you're not, You don't need to invent a character or characters that run you or aspects because you're so split in yourself that you need character X, Y, Z, dimension 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are dimensions, but you're a one. And you're a multi-dimensional being. Never forget that. So bring the harmony back, And that means the color comes back, your root comes back. And maybe when that comes back, one of your twin flames shows up because you're now giving her or him the opportunity to approach you because you have matured enough to handle that so you can relate to each other in mutual agreement that you want to share this dimension in this life with whatever is to explore. And it's wondrous and it's wonderful, and everybody has the opportunity to do that and the choice to do that and to believe in themselves. You can get up and say, today I'm getting up and I'm watching my choices and I will be in awe, wondering what the universe has to offer for me today. When you catch yourself in a loop, how do you find out that you're in a loop? How do you know that you're looping? Well, real simple. Have you done it before? What does that mean? Here's the idea. If you have this in your head and it's a thought that keeps repeating that's unresolved, that's called insanity. By cosmic determination, that's called insanity. If you have a thought that comes in, spirals in and spirals out, and gives you an idea, and then that original thought disappears. If you don't document it, you don't even remember how you had that idea. Guess what is created? A wave, a particle, a photon is influenced, maybe a neutrino is influenced. They travel the galaxy. They communicate that thought into a vast field, which we call the morphogenetic field. That means if one human is in trouble, we all are in trouble. We all are one. We all are one, not meaning I'll kick you, and then why are you doing it to yourself? Now, oneness means if there's 15 people that have to lift a big chunk of wood, then they make the decision in mutual agreement to act as one. That's the oneness. To lift that and bring it over there so everybody have a bench at the fireplace and everybody that comes after them can enjoy themselves because 15 made that decision to lift that big piece so others can have joy. In a team, it's not about I or what I want or what I think. It's about us. It's about you. What your take is, what you're taking home from this, what are your notes, and did that enhance your life or didn't it? I wish for you to be in joy, to see life clear, to clear your path, clear yourself, see yourself clear. I'm doing fine. I'm not seeking. I call myself a finder. I find crazy things, put them together, assemble, and find other things. So I don't seek. And with what I do, I speak or I sing, however you want to put it. And I do that in joy because I'm having fun doing that. So I thank you for listening for this Gammatron teaching, as this will be put into a book at some point. All of this has a storyline that works together. And as usual, I see you on the flip side. Peace.